This is the Historic District Commission, sorry. The date is June 9th, 2022. The time is 4:15. Take attendance. Clark Ravanis.
Here, Commissioner.
Thank you. Rosina Negron.
Here, Commissioner.
Thank you. Chris Shea.
Here, Commissioner.
Thank you. Jim Bohan.
Alternate Commissioner here.
Thank you. George Clark. George Clark, I see you on here. Oh, there you. You're muted, George. George Clark is present, but he's muted. Melissa Stack is absent, and Darren Raymond Locke is absent, and I'm Adam Cliver, Commissioner. The alternate sequence is Clark Bohan this evening. Okay, first item on the agenda. Dan and Carrie Wilson, 14 Willow Street in Southport. The property located at 14 Willow Street in Southport for A, new bluestone patio, and B, outdoor kitchen. Is there someone here representing the... Hi.
Hi, I'm Carrie Wilson, one of the homeowners of 14 Willow Street. This is Dan Wilson, also a homeowner. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
We're having trouble sharing our screen. We've not used WebEx to do so before.
Okay. Would you like me to share it for you?
Sure. Are you able to?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Okay.
Yes.
So this is what they sent you. I apologize. This is a revision of the previous proposal. We had not been able to be present at the time that was presented because it was our son's day. But this is for an outdoor expansion of our current outdoor patio to include an outdoor kitchen. And then a built-in fire pit. So previous concerns were the fireplace was visible from the main street of Willow Street. So when you go down to the second, I can't click this, right?
Number 3.
Oh, yeah. So the revision was we removed the entire chimney fireplace and replaced it with a just a built-in fire pit in the middle of that furniture, as well as we've changed the outdoor kitchen to be hidden by the house. So now there's no part of it that can be seen by a street. So we removed sort of a bar turn area that was previously visible from Willow Street. So now there are plantings in sort of that brown area there, and then the kitchen is hidden by the like sunroom part of the house. Do you want to go down to the next slide there? Yeah, so this is the view. The top left picture is the view standing in the yard looking towards Willow Street. And so you can see that that kitchen area is now fully hidden from view.
Yep. So the kitchen had previously been to the right from this angle, several feet, and also turned the corner towards Willow Street. We eliminated that portion.
And then the pool had been approved on the last call, for the last meeting. So I don't think you need me to go through that again unless I'm wrong.
No, the pool, you're right, the pool was approved. Is there
Right.
anything else
So
you'd like to
just
add?
Sorry?
I'm sorry, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just to recap the two areas of concern, we addressed both. One, by eliminating the chimney, and two, by eliminating the portion of the kitchen, so it's no longer in view.
Okay, I just want to let you know the fire pit wasn't actually on the application. It wasn't written in the list of things that were to consider today. So if you want the fire pit, you're going to have to come back for that. Unfortunately, sorry. About
Okay.
that. Okay, so Art, do you have any questions?
Yes, just one. Just so I'm clear, the on the pictures here, I see the four photos. The one on the top right square, which shows the looks like a barbecue grill. There's like a bar table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chairs facing it. Did you say that that's not visible or visible from the road?
That was previously, if you look at the part closest to us, the bottom right, I would say, it was originally, on the last meeting, it was visible from Willow Street. So we chopped that portion off, so it is no longer visible. It's now shielded by the house.
The view that you're looking at now is facing Westway, but there's our multiple plantings, our driveway, a fence, and more plantings that it's pretty hidden. Yeah, if you could look at the bottom right, and you can see some of the plantings, but that area from Westway, because of our driveway, it's not visible from Westway either.
Adam, just to confirm, the that barbecue setup with all those chairs was that approved or that's on the application?
No, it's on the application.
Okay.
And I think it will be, the end of it will be visible, like this portion here. I think you'll get a glimpse of it, but it used to stick out a lot further, and it was very visible. And so now they pulled it back, so it's a lot less visible.
Okay. Thank you for that, Adam. Thank you.
Sure.
That's all I had.
Thanks, Art.
Yeah.
Rosina?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris?
Yeah, hi. So the application, it looks like it says pool patio construction of 950 square feet with steps to get to pool grade. So can you review that a little bit? I don't think I really heard much discussion about that. You were talking about the fire pit, but I didn't really hear, maybe I missed it. I didn't hear you talking about the pool patio.
Sure. So the patio, about half of the patio is already there. We are going to remove it in order to set it in concrete, so it's a little bit more anyway. And then we're going to add, so it'll all be bluestone, thermal bluestone addition to if you go to the second view, so what's there right now is kind of up until those bushes. So just extending to include the steps down to the pool area, and the patio around the pool will be new thermal bluestone.
So the elevated area where the proposed outdoor grill is going to be located already exists?
There is, right now, there's stepping stones, so that patio portion will be new. And then so that whole section will be new thermal bluestone set in concrete with the steps that go down.
So that like it's maybe, it's 3 risers, so it's maybe like 24 inches high above the pool terrace.
I don't know exactly, I'm sorry. I don't have Chris here right now, Palmer, so I'm not sure of that height. But right now there is a step there. There's already a ledge there. So we're just going to make it more like 3 steps instead of one big jump.
I guess I'm just trying to understand what you're asking for us to approve, and I'm not really clear, because it says pool patio construction, 950 square feet with steps to get to pool grade. Maybe you could just kind of, I know it's tough because you can't really point to the screen, but maybe there's a plot plan that you could describe that a little better. I mean, the
Sure,
pool, the pool and the, I guess that plan, it looks like there's, on the westway side of the pool, there's like a kind of a narrow terrace, and then at the Pequot side of the pool, there's an even narrower terrace, and it looks like there's no terrace, on the opposite long end, just the pool coping.
Right.
And then it looks like on the Willow Street end of the pool, where it says proposed patio, that's part of this application, I guess. And then where it says proposed kitchen, is that part of this application?
Correct.
So
So
it looks
kind
like
of
the
everything
proposed-
you see is,
So it looks like the proposed kitchen is basically 2 feet higher than the patio based on these elevation marks. It goes from 12 feet to 10 feet.
right. Yeah, that's true. I do see the fire pit in there too. I don't know, but
Yeah,
so
but it wasn't noticed on the application, so it's not able to be.
Chris, what are you referring to?
So there's the proposed fire pit is indicated on the plot plan, however, it wasn't noticed on the
I know,
application.
Chris, I addressed that already. Did you not hear?
I did hear that, but I was explaining to the
Oh.
applicant that even though it's on the plan, it wouldn't be able to receive a
Oh,
certificate.
no, Chris, I said it wasn't on the application, so,
Okay,
we couldn't consider it.
I'm all set. Thank you very much. I
Thank
don't
you,
need
Chris.
to-
Okay, thanks.
Jim, questions?
Yeah, just a quick one, Carrie. Thank you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard you say there are going to be shrubs blocking the view from Westway Road to the pool. I don't see those called out anywhere on the drawing.
James, those already exist. If we go back to the next image down, number 4. Sorry, the one down from that one.
Yeah, hang on.
Okay. The upper right photo, yeah, those trees right there.
But are they,
Jim, as you know, we don't consider plantings.
right? But Okay, let's cut to the chase. The pool will not be visible from Westway Road, correct?
Right.
Right.
The pool was approved at the last meeting.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Jim.
Thanks.
George? George, I think you might be muted. George, we can't hear you.
We move on to someone else.
Yeah, George is, well, that's the last person. So George is having audio issues. I do not have any questions on this application. And I did not receive any letters opposing this application. I did not receive any letters in favor of this application. So the hearing's closed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next item on the agenda is Bonnie Page, 72 Roseville Road in Southport, for property located at 72 Roseville Road in Southport for a new site lighting.
Adam, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you, George.
Thank you. Thank you, sorry.
Should I continue?
Bonnie, is that, are you
Yeah, can you hear me?
barely? I'm very muted.
How about that? Is that better?
A little bit.
That's all I got. I'm trying to speak up a little louder. Is that better?
That's better.
All right, good.
Oh, maybe. Thank you.
All right. So this is about the site lighting that was previously denied.
Fine.
So,
Sorry, Bonnie, can you just identify yourself for the record, please?
oh, Bonnie Page, 72 Rose Hill Road, Southport.
Thank you.
So there was previously denied site lighting at 72 Rose Hill Road, which was in-ground diffuse lighting at this step level for safety purposes that basically lit up the bottom of columns by the driveway entrance and by stairs and door entrances. And there were 14 of them. And I'm not exactly sure 100% why they were denied, to be honest. But I was told a little bit of quantity, or you didn't want in-ground lighting. But I see in-ground lighting everywhere. And I just really have to say that because I see spotlighting, in-ground lighting all over Southport. And I know you have to set a precedent. And I understand that completely. And that's why I applied with new lights, a lesser quantity and new lights. Though they're so much more visual than what was actually there. So I'm willing to do it. And I actually just sold the house and the new homeowners are willing to do this light, but from a historic standpoint and an unobstructed standpoint, I don't know. I think the other ones are much better because you don't see them. You're actually, these are higher up, you're getting more light, but it's what the other historic homes have and were approved. And that's why I'm submitting these, to ease up the process so I can get it done. But I'm wholeheartedly telling you that the other ones are so much nicer and less obtrusive. But anyway, that's it.
Bonnie, can you present what you want to use for these light fixtures?
It's in your packets.
I know you have to. I mean, I can pull it up for you.
Oh, I don't have it on my screen. Would you mind pulling it up for me, Adam?
Hang on.
So I showed the original, the site plan, and what we're changing it to, what I'm requesting to change it to.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So can you see the site plan?
Yes. So the
Do you wanna-
front of.
Can you just walk us through
Yes,
what you're
of
doing?
course. Of course I can. All right, so on Roseville Road, there are two, it's a horseshoe driveway. So there are two entrances. So there are two lights there to mark the entrances. And then right by the front door, there are two. And then there are steps that went down that I actually took out because there are other steps that go up to the pergola, which I thought were more of a safety concern. I tried to edit it as much as I could from a safety standpoint, but I still don't think it's the best that it can be. And then there are two going up on the side of the pergola. So this was the existing light that I had on these locations, which is very diffused. And then this is the new light that's proposed that the other historic houses have and were previously approved for them on Harbor Road. So let's see. 564 Harbor Road has 10 and 929 Harbor Road has 8.
You have anything else, Bonnie?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. Rosina, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, questions?
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
The cut sheet states that you'll cut the pipe down to not exceed 16 inches
Absolutely.
in overall height. However, the total height of the fixture is not supposed to exceed 16 inches. So I think it'd have to be, because it looks like that cap is like 2.5 inches or so tall. I think you'd have to cut the pipe down so that the overall fixture height is less than 16
I
inches.
think that's what I wrote on the note. It says, will cut pipe down not to exceed 16 inches overall in height.
Okay.
So maybe it's I didn't really describe that.
Maybe I just didn't understand that.
It's definite, I can see why you wouldn't. It's definitely overall.
Okay.
I mean, the lower the better, in my opinion.
Thank you. That was my only observation.
Jim, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
George, questions?
No questions, Bonnie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Art, questions?
For me, Adam.
Thanks. Bonnie, I just question, you're going to use these path lights here as four driveway lights?
Well, that's what they have in the other, at the other houses. So that, and that's where my lights are currently. So I'm just.
No, I know
copying
that's
what
where your
they
lights
did.
are currently. I'm not sure I've seen too many. I know a lot of people use lights that are these small fixtures that sort of face down, but it's a single fixture. I haven't seen the path lights though being used at the driveway entrance.
These two addresses that I showed you have that. And the driveway entrance, I really just don't, I don't want to come across as being whatever, too whatever. What is there, what I have is so diffused, so simple.
Well, Bonnie, the reason why your original lighting was denied was because it faces up. It washes up, which is specifically called out in the handbook as being inappropriate. And that's why you were, and you did it without without getting approval. So, I mean, that's how this whole thing happened.
I understand.
I know in most circumstances, I think the upwash lighting is great. It highlights features of the house and the entrance to the driveway, and it's appropriate in everywhere else but the historic district. So I know you want to make the argument that it looks better, and I agree with you. It does look better, but it's just, it's one of those rules of the historic district.
I understand completely. But yes, these are the lights I'm proposing. There are major safety issues on this road. Unfortunately, there have been robberies and burglaries, including myself in the driveway. And the fence is a dark gray, which goes away in the evening. So there definitely needs to be lights there. And I know you're trying to promote another style, but I just really went with what was in the other historic homes that were approved, because I didn't want to risk having it denied again for the new homeowner.
Okay, you're saying this path right here?
Yes. And they
Okay.
could go as low as you want them to go. I mean, it could just be a tiny little mushroom that just blends in, and they're black, so it definitely blends in right next to the fence. The fence and the grass.
Yeah. I think for the driveway, it might be a good idea to make them
It's not going to be.
low as
It won't be
possible.
on the gravel. It'll be on the grass
Yeah.
at the post.
Okay. I don't have any other comments or questions. I did not receive any letters in favor of this application, and I did not receive any letters opposing this application. So the hearing's closed. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you so much for everyone's time. I really appreciate all that you do. Bye.
Next item on the agenda is SF Station Street LLC, 55 Station Street in Southport, for property located at 55 Station Street in Southport. The application is to replace existing signs. Is there someone here to represent 55
Yeah,
Station Street?
I think that's me. Hold on. Trying to keep myself busy. Okay. This is William Ravis, right? I don't see the name here. 50 to 65, 55 Station Street. Yeah. So should I just go? It's Brian Vassar with Archer Signs. Should I go ahead, or do you need to go over anything?
Can you share your screen, or?
I don't have anything on my phone.
Okay, I'll share it for you. Okay, if you can just walk us through what you want to do, please.
Sure. So there's two sets of letters now that read William Ravis in the broker's name with a line, and they've updated that to just Team AFA. The broker name is just Team AFA now. The letters are currently blue. They want to change them to white with the new broker name. And that's it. Same place, same location, same size as what's there. That's the existing.
Okay.
It's actually a little smaller because the name is shorter.
Okay. Great. Chris, do you have any questions?
No question.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions, thank you.
Thanks, Jim. George, Clark, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Art Revents, questions?
No thanks.
And Rosina, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
All right, I do not have any questions either, Ryan. Thank you for your presentation. Did not receive any letters opposing this application, and I did not receive any letters supporting this application. So the hearing's closed. Thanks.
When is there an approval given now, or does that come later? Or?
It comes. We go to an executive session after we go through all the applications, and we vote on it. So by the end of the meeting, you'll know.
Okay, and then
Okay.
I probably won't be here, so do you send out a letter or email or something?
Yes.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
tomorrow?
you'll receive a certificate of either a certificate of appropriateness or denial
Okay.
in a few days after the meeting.
Oh, a few days. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
All right, thank you. The next item on the agenda is has been removed from the agenda because of oh no, I'm sorry. Next one is Olivia Newhouse and Tyler Stone, 17 Rose Hill in Southport, for property located at 17 Rose Hill in Southport. And the application is for a new painted wood gate and posts. Someone here to represent.
Yes. Hi, I'm John Wasilewski with Davis Scott Parker Architects, representing my clients, Olivia Newhouse and Tyler Stone of 17 Roseville Road. And I will share screen. Okay. So, existing residents at 17 Roseville Road. There is a large hedge right along Roseville Road, and a bluestone path to the front door, as well as a bluestone sidewalk. And they're proposing to add a wood gate in the hedge. This is a photo of the house. You can see the very large hedge that really abuts the property on up against Roseville Road. And this is the opening in the hedge where they're proposing to put the gate. You can see that the hedge is quite deep. It's a busy street, as it said previously in this hearing regarding another property. They're just one door away, or really one house over from the busy intersection on Pequot Avenue, where you have that sort of busy 5 or 6 way intersection where cars pile up. And they have a young child and a dog, and they're worried about either one of them running out into the street. So the proposal is to add a gate really in the center of the hedge line. The width of it is determined by the width of the existing bluestone path. There's no proposed change to that existing path. The model for the gate is really sort of taking its clues from other historic properties in the village, and it's kind of very common painted wood picket that one saw everywhere and still exists on some properties throughout the village. The posts themselves are similar to the existing wood posts that are on the steps at the house. And again, it's all proposed to be painted wood. A little plan detail of the post itself. This is a drawing of what the post will look like, both from the yard side and from the street side. And again, we have the white painted pickets that stick up several inches above the top rail. A Z-brace to prevent sagging, which would be on the yard side of the gate. And then this sort of appropriate hardware with sort of this little latch on either side, and these large, let's move you guys out of the way. This is a large sort of strap hinge on pintles. And that's everything I have.
Great, thank you. Jim, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
George, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you very much.
Art, do you have any questions?
Thanks.
Rosina?
No question. Thank you.
Thank you. And Chris?
No questions. Thank you for your presentation, John.
Oh, very well.
And
Thank you guys for
I do
listening.
not have any questions. And I did not receive any letters in favor of this application. I did not receive any letters opposing the application. So the hearing is closed. Thank you, John.
Thank you all for your time.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda, number 5, we are not going to hear because there was a mistake in the application address. So it was noticed incorrectly. So we're not going to hear item 5. So we'll move on to item 6, which is Elizabeth Matthews and Brendan McDonough. 225 Old South Road in Southport for property located at 225 Old South Road in Southport. The application is to install a driveway gate.
Hi, members of the commission. I'm Christina Gates. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I have new technology here, so bear with me. As I said, Christina Gates, landscape architect, and I'm here presenting on behalf of Elizabeth Matthews and Brennan McDonough at their home for 225 Old South Road. Today, our application, as Adam mentioned, is one item of the driveway gate. So I'm going to do a share screen. Oh, of course, system preferences. Oh dear. Shoot. Why won't it let me add Adam to share my screen?
I'm not sure why I would do that.
Sorry, this is a new computer. Do you want to?
Would you like me to do it?
Do you want to do it? Even though I have some other images I was going to show, but I don't know how to add it. So, oh wait, hold on. I think I figured it out. Bear with me.
Okay.
Okay, click. Cisco web meetings will not be able to record the contents of your screen until it's quit later. Okay, so let's try it now. Share. All right, I think it would make me quit the meeting. All right, why don't you do it? And everybody can use their imagination because everyone's walked through the village a lot. All right, so if you just want to show them the plot plan, Adam.
Okay.
There we are. Okay, so you can see my little handwritten note here. That's where the new driveway gate would go. It would attach to the existing driveway, in the existing driveway opening to the existing fence. So if you want to go to the next drawing, that's just the survey that they required for the. Okay, there's the site plan. So it's going to be located on here. The surveyor didn't locate the fence post, so I didn't draw it in there. The next drawing shows the detailing of the fence. But quickly, Adam, if you could scroll down to the bottom, just so everyone can see the front of the house. That's the opening right there. I'm using my cursor and you can't see it. Okay, so this is where the new gate would be. And I'll get into the details of the gate in a second, but just notice the kind of detailing on the front porch, the cutouts and the detailing of the posts. You know, Regina and I, my partner, tried to look to the architecture of the house as we often try to do in detailing anything like this. And so when you look at the gate detail, which you can scroll over to Adam, page 4, thank you. We tried to pick up on some of those details in designing this gate. So as you'll notice, there are some of the cutouts which are seen on the front steps of the home and under the porch, and some of the curves that you see in the post details of the porch. So the gate itself is 13.5 feet wide and it's 4 feet high. So it'll align with the existing picket on either side. We will have to reconstruct the posts in order for them to be reinforced and to hold the, be able to hold the weight of that gate. But in doing so, they would only be 1 inch wider. Their existing post is 7 inches. Our proposed new post is 8 inches. So it's quite similar. It's meant to look like it was always there. And that's why we tried to take care to make it feel like it was part of the original design of the home. Let's see. The gate would open in towards the driveway and would be held with the typical strap hinges and cane bolts. And like most hardware, all painted the same color as the fence and the pickets, everything to match and seamlessly go together. You may ask why add a driveway gate. Our client has a very rambunctious dog, and historically the dog has not succeeded with an invisible fence. So one of the few reasons why they wanted us to design a driveway gate is such that when they're home and they let the dog out, they could close the gate and the dog could run around the property more freely. If you've been to the rear of the property, it's mostly terracing and pool, so it's really the front yard is the best place for their dog. Another reason why they wanted this gate is an extra layer of, I wouldn't call it security, but more of a deterrent. They have a camera at their house and they have recorded a person parking in their driveway, walking around the rear yard, checking their mailbox, leaving their car, taking their dog for a walk, and then coming back and driving away. It's unnerving to know that people are just using your space if you're not there. And so part of the thought is that if they have this gate and it's closed, maybe they would not pull in and use it as a parking spot. And last but not least in my presentation, Regina and I try to walk around and look at the vernacular of the village and see what people are doing. Are there other driveway gates? How are they being designed to try to keep within that language, which I know HDC does. The reason why we have this commission is to kind of protect the look and the feel of this village. So there are driveway gates around the village. Some of them are quite large and they're automated. They're on Harbor Road. And then there are other smaller non-automated gates. And I think I presented one to you a few years ago. And I know this gate's a little bit different in that it's kind of not one of these big gates that has the key code and everything. But I did find a gate that was pretty similar to it, and it's actually located on Old South Road on the corner of Willow. And I know that with driveway gates, there can be a concern about if the gate's closed and someone's trying to pull in, does it cause a traffic problem or anything like that? So the gate on Old South that's similar to this has a similar distance from the road in that you can't fully pull the car in with the gate closed. Part of the car will stick out into the road. And sure, that may cause a little bit of a traffic jam if there's a person there. But one, Old South is a pretty quiet street, and half of the car will be pulled into the driveway to allow people to pull around. The Benowitzes have that parking spot on the other side of the street, so there's actually double asphalt there across from this driveway entrance. But also, this gate is primarily, like I said, going to be used when they're home and they want to let their dog out. So they're going to be in the driveway already when they go to close it, and then they're going to open it up when they want to leave. So that's one thing to consider with its proximity to the road. And last but not least, I did call the town and check with the location of gates, and is there a minimum distance or any kind of requirement by the town for that gate. And they just said the one specific requirement is that the gate is located on the property line. But there was no specific distance it needed to be from the road or the right of way. So that concludes my presentation on the driveway gate. So if you have any questions, I wish I could have shared some of the gate images that I took from the village, but alas, my screen sharing is not working. So I'll try to describe them if you'd like.
Thanks, Christina. George, you have any questions?
Christina, it was a nice presentation, and thank you very much. No, I have no questions.
Thank you. Art?
Looks good, Christina. Thank you.
Thanks, Art. Rosina?
No questions. Thank you.
And Chris?
Yeah, hi. I didn't see anywhere on the application where it stated what the materials were for the gate. I assume it's all wood.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it not in there?
I
Yes,
didn't
it's
see it.
all wood.
Okay. And yeah, I looked, I was reading my copy and I didn't see anything about wood. And the other question is, there's a small front gate at the pathway
Mhm.
of the home. And this gate looks much different than that gate. And I'm just wondering why you chose to, I mean, you explained why you stylistically went with this, but I'm just wondering why the existing pathway gate wasn't mimicked for this gate.
Oh, that's a great point, Chris. And so the pathway gate is designed. I don't think the bottom slide shows it, but the pathway gate is essentially designed to look exactly like the picket fence. And this fence design also has no front posts, so it is just picket all the way. There's no interrupted post every 8 feet. Instead, they hide the post behind. And so that small gate in the front is 4-foot picket with the 2 posts, and it's nice and simple, and it signifies the entrance to the home. From a design standpoint, Regina and I just felt having a 13-foot double gate of more picket would just feel I don't want to use the word unimaginative, but not significant enough in terms of the entrance to the property, right? That often the driveway entrance gates are the gates that have more ornamentation to them. And so in this instance, because the garden gate or the path gate was so simple, we thought this was an opportunity to add some sort of ornamentation to the entrance. So that's why we differentiated the two.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Of course.
That's the only question I had.
I do not have any questions, Christina, and did not receive any letters in favor of this application. I did not receive any letters opposing the application, so the hearing's closed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The next item on the agenda, I received a letter asking for the hearing to be, or the application to be deferred to the next meeting. So we're going to table 920 Old Post Road until next month. And that will conclude our public hearing. Next on the agenda is to approve, considerations of the public hearing. So first item, Dan and Carrie Wilson, 14 Willow Street in Southport, for property located at 14 Willow Street in Southport, for A, new bluestone patio, and B, outdoor kitchen. I get a motion. And George, you're voting on this?
Yes, sir.
Actually, yes. Someone like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve as submitted with the stipulation that there's no lighting included.
Second that.
Okay. Discussion. I'm not sure we need to stipulate that that lighting's not included. I think it's not included, so therefore.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You know how it happens. Okay, you're the boss.
Any other discussion?
I agree with Adam on that. I also think that even though there was discussion about the fire pit, it's self-evident that that's not part of the application, so we don't need to stipulate about that either. I will be voting against that motion because the plans are not, the plan that they show with the location of the terrace is different than those illustrations that they had, and to me, it's not clear. So I'm opposed to that motion. And I don't really understand the extent of the terrace work that they're asking for. It wasn't clear on the application to me.
I'd be happy to explain that
Sorry,
further.
I'm sorry, we're in an executive session, so the public can't speak. Anyone else? I think the survey shows that the extent of the pool patio, I think that's what we go by. That's a survey that was approved by the zoning department.
Yeah, I don't believe that the illustrations match that approved plan.
Yeah, there may be discrepancies in like the.
And I'm not clear as to what I asked during the presentation. I don't think it was clear to me what we were approving. So
In terms of the terrace, the patio?
yeah.
So, okay, so what's, you're just saying because there's like a discrepancy between what this is showing? Not much though, I mean, this is showing.
I mean, that's different than what the illustrations show.
What this, you mean, what these pictures?
There's the first plan number 1. It looks like it's just showing a coping around the pool and no terrace on the, I guess that would be the west side. And then I wasn't clear on where the 750 feet of terrace was that we were approving. Because I think it should have been delineated. Again, that's just me. I'm just one commissioner, so I don't think we need to talk about my concerns anymore.
Okay, anyone else? Comments? Discussion? Okay, then we'll take a vote on the motion that's on the table, which is to approve A and B as presented. And George, do you want to amend your motion, or do you want to keep the lighting in there, which it's up to you?
You can take the lighting out if you feel since it's not being mentioned, it's not included. Like the fire.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so the motion is to approve A and B as presented. All in favor?
Right.
All opposed? And the motion passes 3-2. Next item on the agenda. Bonnie Page, 72 Rose Hill in Southport for property located at 72 Rose Hill in Southport for a new site lighting. Can we get a motion? Jim Bohan, you're voting on this one?
Thank you.
Motion to approve A is presented.
Is that Art?
That was Art.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second the motion for discussion purposes.
Okay, discussion?
Adam, you had kind of talked about this a little bit during the presentation. It seems to me that those lights are rather large to be out kind of in front of on either side of the driveway. They seem to be, the canopies on them seem to be kind of large, and I'm not really sure if they are appropriate, but I'd like your take on that.
I mean, I envision those fixtures as path lighting, you know? I don't think they should be on the front of the driveway like that. I mean, I think that there are light fixtures that have come to the commission that are more appropriate, that are just smaller. They're down lights, like down on the end of Harbor Road. I mean, there's actually the fixture just points down. It's just a small tube that points to the ground, and they're pretty discreet.
Excuse me. I thought the lights by the driveway entrances were uplights.
No,
Originally they were. That's why she's coming back to change those lights to, but she's using path lights.
I missed. Okay, so those the 4 driveway lights are down lights then. Okay.
they're all down lights.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
are no up lights in the application.
Well, where are the uplights?
She just included that to indicate that was the fixture that she had previously presented, which was not approved.
So the uplights have gone away.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Any other comments?
I agree as well with the ones by the sidewalk. So that they are not quite appropriate.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to stipulating that those 4 fixtures be removed and approving the other ones.
Yep.
So the 2 at each driveway entrance would be not approved, and the other 6 would be approved at the walkway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to vote on the current?
I think we can amend the motion if Art is willing.
Okay.
I would propose an amended motion that item A is approved with the stipulation that only the proposed 6 lights are included in the approval, but not the 2 driveway lights.
There are 4 driveway lights.
Yeah,
4
2 at each entrance, so it's 4.
Okay, so I'll further amend the motion that item A is approved, but excluding the 4 driveway lights.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Chris seconds that motion. All in favor? All opposed? Abstentions? No one's opposed. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is SF Station Street LLC, 55 Station Street in Southport, for property located at 55 Station Street in Southport, to A, replace existing signs. George Clark is voting on this application.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
And I'll second that.
First is Chris Shea, seconds George. Discussion?
I am
No
not the.
discussion? That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor? All opposed? None opposed, no abstentions, the motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is Olivia Newhouse and Tyler Stone, 17 Rose Hill in Southport, for property located at 17 Rose Hill in Southport, for a new painted wood gate and posts.
I'll make the motion to approve A as presented.
And I'll second that.
Gina makes a motion. Who's that, Jim?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Jim Bohan seconds. Discussion? No discussion. We'll take a vote. All in favor? Opposed? No, not opposed. No abstentions. The motion passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda, George Clark is voting on, which is Elizabeth Matthews and Brendan McDonough, 225 Old South Road in Southport, for property located at 225 Old South Road in Southport, to install a driveway gate. Can you get a motion?
I guess I'll make a
I'll make the
motion to
motion for-
approve. Okay, Regina, you can do it. Go.
I'll make the motion for discussion to approve A as presented.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
George seconds. Discussion?
Are there other examples of driveway gates on Old South that project close enough to the road as this one is proposed so that a car is not able to pull in until the gate is open?
Yes,
And-
there is.
And will that present a traffic issue?
Fred Ryan's house across from mine on Old South has exactly the same gate and situation.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is there any possibility that Christina can email you the photos that she wanted to present by any chance, Adam, so that we can look at those, since she was not able to put those in her presentation?
Well, like right now? How about if we go down? Here's 66 Old South. That gate looks like it's right on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are not electric, but the ones on the left. Okay, no, I'm looking at it backwards. Keep going.
There's another one.
Yeah, that's the Liniak's house. They're on the other side, just down the street a little bit. Keep going down one more time. Okay, that one right there on your left is that's been set up and been approved by Historic for electric gate. It has not been installed.
This house right here?
No, you went past it. It's back. That's my garbage bags. That's my property. Keep going back. Go back a little. Okay,
Nice
stop.
garden.
Thank you. Oh, you've had firsthand. Okay, the house on the
Oh, yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Stop. Tilt. Right there. The house on right there.
There's no gate here. Has one approved?
Yeah. It hasn't. It's been approved. It's been wired. It's been the posts have been put in, but they have not done the installation yet. But it will be exactly the same situation you're looking at.
Yeah.
And I think your point is, yes, if someone turns in there, they will have the rear end of the car out into the street. The only way to fix that would be to recess the gate.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that would kind of screw up the fence line. So you're trading aesthetics for, you're trading off aesthetics a little bit.
I just wonder, the few driveway gates that I go through, it seems like you pull in and then you press like a keypad or a call button and the gate opens. And I'm wondering, if you're in your car and you pull across the sidewalk and then there's a gate there, you're going to have to get out of your car to push some sort of button to open the gate, because you can't pull off the road to push a keypad to open the gate. Unless you have
she's
like
not having a keypad.
What's that?
She didn't have a keypad on that gate.
Right. So I'm just wondering how it operates.
I think
there's like a sensor in the driveway, and when you drive over it opens automatically.
I think in both cases, the issue is that the gates will only be used when the people are home, and they'll be open when they're not there.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they say, except she also said that they've got video of people going into their house when they're not there and parking in their driveway and walking their dog, and so they want to avoid that. So I suspect. I mean, I would want to close the gate too. I wouldn't only have it closed when I'm there. I'd have it closed when I'm not there. So anyway, I don't think that really matters to the Historic District Commission, but for me, I'm just wondering kind of practically if it's an issue, and I guess maybe I'm thinking that it's not as far as this commission is concerned. But I had to kind of work through that whole thing in my
Disrespect to
mind.
anybody's concerns, but I don't think any of that is within our purview.
Right. That's
Right.
what I just kind of what I just came to, but it took me a little while to get there.
That's for the town, someone else at the town to consider, not for us.
Correct. I agree.
Right. I agree.
Okay. Any more discussions? If there's no more discussion, we'll take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed, no abstentions. The motion passes unanimously. Okay, moving on. We need to approve minutes from the May 12th meeting. Okay, a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Rosina. Second?
Second.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Art seconds the minutes. All in favor? And all opposed? None opposed. Motion passes. Chairman's report. We have repairs, 95-101 Harbor Road, replace broken window panes. 47 Old Post Road, repair exterior window casings. 543 Old Post Road, repair front wall and stoop in kind. 1074 Harbor Road, replace broken window in kind. 3171 Bronson Road, replace rotted shingles and window casings in kind. We have 4 violations this month. 14 Willow Street. I issued a violation because I was hoping that they would put an application in this month, which they did, but it was for pool deck. And that's regarding the columns that they had already installed. The second is 249 Beach Road, where they've installed additional windows to the ones that were approved. I think that would, I haven't heard from them yet, but anyway, that's my violation. 72 Rose Hill, the site lighting that we just considered. And I only did that because she is selling the house, and I wanted to make sure that we had a violation on record before it changed hands. So hopefully it doesn't change hands until it's resolved. And then 171 Old South Road, they were installing a Belgian block apron, and they were issued a stop work order, but I think, I don't know, George, if you can tell me if did they stop or did they continue?
They stopped, they took all the block out, and they're going to do the driveway without the apron, come in, apply for the appropriateness for the apron, and then fill it in, cut it out. They'll saw it out and replace it, when things are approved,
Excellent.
probably in 60 days. So that's fine, that's done.
Good. I'm glad that worked out that way, because it didn't seem like it was going that way.
No, it didn't. Can I talk to the library?
What's that?
The library
Oh,
containers?
sure. Yeah. Wait a second. I guess the other business, the handbook, we had a good handbook discussion yesterday. I think everyone, George and Art was not there, but I think we covered some good ground and making some progress on the handbook. The other violation that I'd like to address is 317 Verna Hill. The violation for columns that they put in, and it sort of has been put on the back burner. It's been a year since that violation was issued, and I was told by the homeowner months and months ago that they were going to put in an application for those columns, which they haven't done. So my question to the commission is, are we in agreement that that fine should be levied at this point, considering that they've ignored the violation for a year?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Would the violation, would it be retroactive, or would it be like as of today or something?
No, I think it'll just be as today. I mean, I'm not going to retroactively fine them for the past year.
Yeah, I just want
think
clarification on that.
Yeah, unless you think it should be retroactive, but I think that's too harsh.
Chris is good to bring that. He's wise to bring that up. I tend to agree with you, Adam. If we're getting into retroactive, that kind of pokes the bear, but it should probably be as of today.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll follow up with that. And George, you have you've talked to Stephanie?
I talked to Stephanie. Okay, the question, and it was Chris's point that he brought up about 3 or 4 months ago, was about the containers at the library. I've been dealing with them in the library, and they're slow to move. But the containers are being painted hunter green next week, so that will probably make most of them go away. Then once they get that done, they've done the landscaping around it to get the stumps out so they can plant something in front of it. But they had to get the stumps out first. So the stumps have been removed, and they'll make a judgment on what they're going to plant once they get the they get the containers painted green. That's the update.
Okay, I know.
So
She called me, and I owe her a call, but
Yeah. She told me she had tried to reach you, but I was talking with her about the garden stroll, and it came up in conversation.
What
They're
does
slow to move. Do we have the ability, if they're agreeing to do all these things, that's great. Do we have the ability to write to them and say, kind of impose a little deadline to nudge them along?
If they paint it next week,
think-
I guess we're good. If they don't, maybe that's what we do.
Well, after
Is
all that, George, that's great. Just the landscaping and all
is a
that.
green storage container any better than a pale yellow? I mean, a storage container is a storage container, and to me, it's not appropriate where it is.
I don't see what painting it green accomplishes.
I mean, it might look a little more pleasant, but it's still there's 4 huge storage containers there that's like one of the jewels of the
Yeah.
village. And to
I
me,
agree, Chris.
it's
Yeah,
really,
that's true.
it's obnoxious. They don't belong
I
there.
agree with you. But they've been there for 8 years, 9, 10 years.
That's
I mean, that
okay.
doesn't.
And they've
Yeah.
never received a certificate of appropriateness for them, as far as I know. And I think they've added, I don't think there always were 4. I think there were fewer. They're grown.
I don't know.
let me talk to her. I mean, maybe there's a way for them to relocate those containers. I mean, why do they have to be on the Pequot Library parking lot?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
hold all the books. That's the issue.
No, I realize that, but
Other people
But a
have
book fair,
off-site
right?
storage containers, for
I
things.
don't disagree with it, but they are ugly.
I know it's easy. I know it's easier. It makes life easier for them and everything. But let me talk to her and see what we can accomplish.
Maybe clad them in something. Would that help? Something natural?
Or
We
screen
talked
them
about
with the
we
appropriate
talked about
fence.
maybe they talked about lattice. Well, they're 8 feet tall, so they're not small. They're 10 feet tall. So even lattice pieces, you're going to need some big coverage. That's why, to be honest with you, I think foliage is the best solution. But I agree with you. They're unsightly. I'm just trying to come to a solution that that works for them and really works for the town, because I think they look like hell.
Maybe painting it green is a slight cosmetic improvement, but they still, as you say, look like hell.
Yeah, they do.
Unnecessarily.
Okay.
Thanks for checking in with Stephanie on that, George. And I guess this is to be continued, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
it's ongoing.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I guess since just before we finish that up, do we issue a violation for those, or do we just wait until we have further
I'm going to
conversation?
talk to Stephanie. I'm going to talk to her first, and I'm sure they're happy to work with the commission to resolve this issue.
They are.
So I don't want to start issuing violations for for something that we're trying to work out.
Okay.
Especially since we've been kind of remiss. We should have never allowed it to exist. This thing should have been dealt with.
I'm not sure how it's slipped through the cracks for so many years, but
I think Chris makes a good point. It is our jewel. It is one of the biggest jewels in the town, and it's a travesty that we've allowed it to have this situation going on.
George, any idea what type of books they're storing in those?
Doesn't matter.
All the books that they use at the book sale, all the stuff that's sold at the sale, that they collect from all the charities. They put them in there and then they sell them and then they start again. But maybe they could relocate them into a place that's not quite so visible. Maybe behind the library, off the back of that parking lot. at least it wouldn't be as visually from Pequot Road, Pequot Ave.
Yeah, I think someplace off-site would be the best solution, but
That, yeah.
I know it'd be a pain to drag the books back and forth, but I mean, anyway, it is what it is. Let me talk to her and see what she
All right.
says.
You had mentioned something about a list of not violations, but some comments that you had received about Old Post Road. Was there anything, I think in 2 meetings ago or something like that?
I mean, I received a letter from the Old Post Road Association, and then one from your husband.
No, I mean, it was like 2 meetings ago. It was like sort of violations in the Old Post Road Historic District.
Oh, those, yes.
Yeah.
Was that the parsonage?
Trying to remember, there's one was for the D'Souza property that was put in the Belgian block, and they haven't taken the Belgian block out yet, so that's an issue. It's from Ann Cadis. Was the one who.
At one point when you were talking about violations, when you were talking about violations, you mentioned.
Well, yeah, one of them was the 249 Beach Road, which I issued a violation for windows.
Okay.
And then the other one's 121 Old Post Road for the removal of Belgian block, which they've been in, and they haven't removed the Belgian block yet. So, I mean, I could follow up on that. Just that those are the only 2 things. She mentioned something about widening the driveway, but I looked at old pictures and what they had, and it didn't appear that the driveway had been changed. So.
As I recall, there was also an issue with that exhaust hood on the
Yeah.
on the mansion.
Burr Mansion.
Burr Mansion.
I don't know if that's ever been resolved.
That has not been resolved or addressed in some time.
And then I know there was an issue about the YMCA's handrail, and I don't know whatever happened with that. Did they not ever come before us for approval or anything?
I have not received an application. You know, the funny thing is, I went back in the records and actually, let me see if I can. I can. They actually had handrails approved in 2009, I think, and they never put them in. But the proposal was more appropriate in the fact that they were, you know, more delicate. There were 2 on. Let me see. Hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because it's a little frustrating that they're doing this. So where's it cut off? This is what was approved. See, there are 2 handrails. Actually, 3. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Across it. What was the year? 1999 was approved. says handrails are approved with the recommendation to have 2 sets of 2 rails as shown on the column. So yeah, what was approved was 2. I guess they came with 3. You know, and this is what was denied, or what they were, you know, the last time they came, which is different. Oops.
Yeah.
And much clunkier. You know,
Yeah,
the drawing was terrible.
yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, all they have to do is, I think, come back with something like this. This is what I was telling them what would be more appropriate, is to do something that was simple.
Yeah.
Is the ramp that's existing approved under this one, or when was
The ramp, there is a ramp. There is a ramp that's there.
Yeah, but if you see the drawing that you just pulled up, the handrail for that ramp is different to what's existing.
I don't know. I think this is what's there now.
Yeah, that's what's there now. I know that, but
Yeah.
if you look at the drawing
Which drawing?
from '99, Yeah.
That one. It's got vertical
Oh,
pickets,
what was?
and the other one had horizontal pickets,
uh-huh.
or horizontal
Yeah,
rails.
I'm not sure.
That looks much
Says
better with the
existing.
vertical pickets.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure what was. I mean, this just says. I don't want to keep doing that. It says that it's existing on the, you know, on that sheet. It says it's an existing handrail for the ramp. So I
Okay.
don't know when. And they drew it like that, so I'm not sure if they changed it, but.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know the history on that, on how that was put in or approved.
Yeah.
Do you want me to reach out to them and see if I can help them?
If you like, feel free. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll
I've tried to tell them that, you know, in a nice way in the email that, I mean, what they were proposing wasn't appropriate, but if you do it this, you know, try a different approach, different design, then I'm sure we can work something out and get it approved. I'm not
Did you
sure
share with them that approval?
No, I haven't, because I haven't heard from them since the last time we emailed.
Rosina, maybe you and I could go there as a team so that it's just not one commissioner. I'll reach
That would
out
be
to
fine.
you. We'll set something up.
That'd be great. I mean, I know they have an issue with people tripping, and I don't, you know, the only way I think they can deal with that for the immediate is to use the ramp. You know, and send them down the ramp. I mean, if somebody can't navigate a couple of steps, I think that there's like a one step down, which is probably the problem. It's a trip. You know,
Yeah.
like one step is usually a trip. To 2 steps you can see, one you don't.
Shallow steps, yeah.
And that's what they have. They have that one step. So anyway, yeah, that'd be great if you could reach out to them.
Okay. I'll reach out to you, Rosina. We'll come up with a time.
Okay.
Okay. If there's nothing else, can we get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Rosina makes the motion. Second?
And I'll second it.
Thank you, Jim. Is Art still with us?
Yeah.
Here.
Oh,
Okay,
There I
I
am.
don't see it. All right, all in
I don't know
favor?
what happened to my camera, but yeah, I've been here.
There he is. Okay, not opposed, so we're adjourned.